I opened Claude and typed in 7 words, "Make me as much money as possible." And it gave me back the exact same list that it gives everybody. Vibe code some apps and sell them. Start a faceless YouTube channel. Flip cheap PDFs on Etsy. Maybe try an AI dropshipping store. And honestly, you've probably watched 100 YouTube videos by now where someone reads you back that list like it's a treasure map. But here's what those videos won't tell you. I actually chased a list that looked just like this one. And it's the reason that I spent months building things that nobody ever paid me for. But there was one line buried near the bottom of what Claude gave me. It's the boring one that nobody makes a thumbnail out of. And that one line is the thing that took me from $50,000 a year at a marketing job to making over 6 figures in 9 months. So in this video, I'm going to show you why Claude hands everyone the same recycled answers, why following them keeps you broke, and the one prompt you should actually be running instead, which I'll do live on screen so that you can copy it today. I help business owners, entrepreneurs, and freelancers turn AI into actual money. If that sounds like you, come join my Skool community of over 3,000 members doing this for real. You'll get the courses, the systems I use in my own business, and direct access to me. The link is down below. Now let's dive in. So let me explain what's actually happening when you ask Claude this question, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Claude is the most confident yes man on the planet. Whatever you bring it, it agrees with. If you open it right now and say, "Is starting a faceless YouTube channel a good way to make money?" it'll build you a beautiful case for why it absolutely is. And if you took that same idea and said, "Why is a faceless YouTube channel a bad idea?" it would build you an equally beautiful case for why it's a terrible idea. Same idea, opposite answers, both delivered with total confidence. So when you ask it to make you as much money as possible, you're not actually getting a strategy. You're getting a mirror that reflects back the most common answers on the internet, dressed up so well that it feels like a plan. And let that sit for a second, because it explains why so many of you have been doing the work for months and still have nothing to show for it. You followed the mirror down a rabbit hole. And here's the real problem with the list that it gave me. Every single thing on it had the same fatal flaw, which is that it needs you to build an audience or a product completely from scratch, from zero, before anyone pays you anything. Faceless channels need months of uploads before they earn. Selling PDFs means traffic that you don't have. Vibe-coded apps needs users that you can't reach. So you can pour weeks into building something that's genuinely good and yet still be invisible, because nobody knows that you exist and nobody is actually looking for you yet. Now here's the line that Claude buried at the bottom, the one that I almost scrolled past. Sell a service to a business that already has money and already has a problem. That's it, that's the whole thing. And it's the least exciting answer on the entire list, which is exactly why nobody builds a video about it, and exactly why it's the one that works. Because a local business already has customers, already has revenue, and already has a problem that's costing them money every week. So you're not building demand from zero. You're walking into demand that already exists and getting paid to fix it. And I know that that sounds too simple, so let me tell you how I found this out the hard way. A year and a half ago, I was making $50,000 a year doing marketing for an installation company. I remember having to check my bank account before buying groceries, and my boss kept mentioning AI, so I went down the rabbit hole, learned how to build agents, built voice bots and chat bots and lead workflows, and I had a Google Drive full of gorgeous demos that I had built for nobody. My bank account still had the exact same number as it had on day one, $0. And the thing that changed everything was not another tool or another course. It was the day that I stopped building for practice and said, "I can fix that for you," to a real business owner with a real problem. Within a week, I had a $5,000 project on my calendar. And within 9 months, I had crossed 6 figures with 4-figure projects and retainers. Not because I had learned one more platform, but because I had stopped asking Claude to make me money in the abstract and started using it to find a specific business with the specific problem that I could fix. So let me show you the prompt that actually works, and you can steal this word for word. Instead of "make me as much money as possible," you tell Claude this: "Act as a no-nonsense consulting mentor. I want to land my first paying client selling AI services to local businesses in the next 30 days. Ask me one question at a time about my skills, my time, and who I already know until you're 95% confident. Then give me one niche and one service to lead with, and the math on what I could charge." Notice what that does. The vague question gives you a vague mirror. So this one forces Claude to interview you and commit to a single path instead of choosing 12. One niche, one service, one number. And the more honest you are when it asks you the questions, the better that the answers get. So don't dress up your situation to make it sound more impressive than it actually is. And watch what comes back. It doesn't tell me to go build a faceless channel and then pray. It tells me to pick one type of local business, lead with one painful problem, and price it on the value that I'm creating rather than the hours that I spend, which is exactly what I would tell you myself. So let me show you what those services actually look like and what they're worth. These are the services that local businesses pay premium prices for. And I'm going to give you the real numbers so that pricing stops feeling scary. Start with AI voice agents because the problem sells itself. A customer hits up a business at noon. The owner is on a job site with their phone on silent, and so that lead bounces straight to whoever answered first. A voice agent handles 10 calls at once, so that never happens. I built an outbound voice agent that captured an additional $118,000 because it called leads back in seconds instead of letting them rot in voicemail for 3 days. I built an inbound one that saved another business $1,600 a month, which they had been paying to an outsourced call center. You charge $1,000 to $3,000 for a basic setup, plus a few hundred a month, and $3,000 to $5,000 for an outbound agent. Because when you save someone $1,600 a month, paying you $5,000 once is a no-brainer that pays for itself within 3 months. Then there's database reactivation, which is the one that closes at the highest ticket every single time. Most businesses are sitting on a gold mine of past leads who were interested but never bought. And that's just money sitting on the table. You segment the database, write a targeted offer, and bring those cold leads back to life. Picture an HVAC company with 5,000 leads sitting in their database, where even a 5% conversion is 250 customers. And if the average job is $3,000, that's $750,000 in revenue from a list that they were just ignoring. So you charge somewhere between $2,000 and $8,000 for that campaign, and they consider it a steal because you're pulling real money out of data that they had already given up on. And the reason why most builders don't get paid for this isn't because of the building, which honestly keeps getting easier every month. It's that they can't walk into a business, understand the problem better than the business owner does, and then explain what it's worth. That right there is consulting, and that's everything. Now I know exactly what some of you are thinking, so let me go ahead and just say it for you. Lindsay, this sounds great, but I don't have any clients. I don't feel ready, and I don't know if I'm good enough to charge somebody thousands of dollars. And I'm gonna give it to you straight because I love you, and I was literally sitting exactly right where you are. You will never feel ready. That feeling that you're waiting for doesn't arrive at the end of one more course, because it only shows up on the other side of that first awkward call, where you realize that you could actually do this. And the business owner that you're gonna help has never heard of a webhook, and they don't care what certifications you have. So you don't need to know everything. You just need to know more than the person that you're helping about one specific problem. So if you've been learning AI for even just a few weeks, you already do. So here's my challenge, and I want you to actually do this instead of saving it for later. Pick one type of business and commit to it, whether that's dentists or HVAC companies or med spas. Because when you talk to 10 of the same kind in a row, by the 5th one, you'll sound like you've been doing this your entire life. Then pick one problem to lead with and message 10 of those businesses today with something simple like, I help your niche stop losing leads after hours. I noticed that your reviews mentioned slow response times, and I built a system that fixes that. So would you be open to 15 minutes this week? No pitch deck, no funnel, just 10 honest messages. And when one of them gets on a call, frame everything in terms of time and money. If they're spending 5 hours a week chasing leads and their time is worth $100 an hour, that's $2,000 a month leaking out. So a $2,000 setup that wipes out that leak pays for itself by month 2. When you do that math out loud for them, the price stops being scary and starts being obvious. And that one conversation will teach you more than 6 months of more tutorials, because the business owner will tell you exactly what they'll pay money to fix. And that feedback is the most valuable thing that you can get right now, and it's free. A year from now, you're gonna look back and either say, I got really good at building demos for myself, or you're gonna say, I sent that first message, I stumbled through a couple of awkward calls, and now I have clients paying me every month. The difference between those two versions isn't talent or intelligence. It's whether you close this video and send a message, or close this video and open another tutorial. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or freelancer that wants to turn AI into actual money, come join my Skool community of over 3,000 members doing this for real. You'll get the courses, the systems I use in my own business, and direct access to me. The link is down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.